Pisces. Hey, everybody, and welcome. We have Erin here.
Hi, you guys.
So we were having lots of fun because you can see on her screen the little shadow behind the dream catcher. That's me. And I was just like making lots of beautiful little movements. We're having a great time, okay? It's a full moon. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to be taking your questions. We are going to be doing some energy healing. So just put any of your questions, your spiritual questions, or any healings that you need in all caps in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get to you. And of course, we got Vivi backstage doing her thing because she's a rock and roll star. She's a superstar. And hey, Gina, and hey, Elizabeth. Jennifer's Daydreams with us. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jessica, how are you? So let's just hop into it, okay? Because it's been a time. First, today is the full moon in Pisces eclipse. And so this just felt like a very special time, a special day. And normally we would be having our healing temple, our Wild Star healing temple with Kai. But Kai is feeling this eclipse moon and really needing to rest. And so they get to do that. That's their journey. And we're blessing them and sending them so much love energy. And that also made space for Erin, whose eclipse is pushing her into being wide open. So she's going to be here with us. But I want to break down these pieces for you for just a second, because a full moon in general, any kind of full moon, really helps you to, especially if you meditate on it and get introspective, but even if you don't, it's going to bring up your shadow side, your emotions, your inner truths. The moon represents your feminine side or the subconscious, those softer things, the intuition. And so those things become more apparent when the moon is full, because that's when we're getting more of that energy. Now, the full moon being in the sign of Pisces, Pisces being our little artistic babies, that means that we're looking at intuition coming to the surface, our hidden feelings coming to the surface, emotional cycles, our subconscious truths all coming to the surface. So Pisces is basically doubling down on what full moon is doing anyways, right? And then we have an eclipse on top of that. And when you have an eclipse, a lunar eclipse specifically, you're going to purge. We are talking about an emotional clearing, the let go, the release of all attachments. And we're going to come back to that, because I feel like all of Leo season was doing that. And August could have been a lot more fun. If we're being honest, August could have been a lot more fun, okay? But we're all purging right now through this moon. And let's not forget that this eclipse happened at 12:12 a.m. So now we're looking at numerology. And numerology, the 1 and the 2, the 12, the 12, 1 represents new beginnings, leadership, and creation. And we're pairing that with the number 2, which represents balance, harmony, and partnerships. So it's like everything that we've been going through has been pushing us. All of Leo season has been pushing us into the emotional purge, into seeing things clearly, into understanding what cycles no longer serve us, what we don't want to move forward with, and what we have to cut off, let go of, leave behind. It's all about pushing us into the next version of ourselves, who we're going to be. And our partnerships, our relationships, because that's how we are relating to ourselves. If we're needing to cut off something toxic to be a better version of ourselves, we are doing that with the number 1. And then with the number 2, we're coming into right relation with the right kind of relationships, with healthy relationships, with processing in healthy ways. Now, if you want to go deeper into the numerology of this, 1 + 2 is 3. So 3 being a major number here, now we're looking at getting outside of duality. If 2 is dual sides, left, right, white, black, feminine, masculine, 3 is the observer of them all. It's stepping out of the chaos, stepping out of the drama, and it's just observing everything. And I feel like that's what today is. Starting with the Lion's Gate, moving through the planet parade, the solar eclipse, all of that stuff felt like pushing up against a wall, like something was pushing us until we thought we were about to explode. And we were just on the threshold of something. And then we're in ego death, free falling, like, oh my God, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. And now, after this moon, we're finally out. We're across the threshold. We're on the other side of that threshold. For me, specifically, this has felt like really being pushed into more rest, more play, a better balance between work and play, between what I give others and what I give myself. Notice I didn't say what I give and what I receive. I said what I give others and what I give myself. How much of myself I give to others, how much time I give to others versus how much time I give to myself. And that's been a very big thing. So if I need to play, if I need more balance, that's really what I'm feeling through this moon. And I was up at 5 a.m. just looking at her and talking to her, and she was talking back in my mind. So, but this moon, I want to know what it can be doing for you guys specifically. Now, Erin posted something this morning on our YouTube page about GRACE as an acronym. And I'd like her to go a little bit more deeply into that with you guys to help you understand what you need during this full moon.
Well, I feel like this full moon, really highlighted that, especially for me. Like Mary was saying, the full moon in general is going to bring up a lot of stuff. It's time for release and whatnot. And then with all of the other astrological elements going on, it is amplified, right? So just sitting with grace in general and trying to, give myself that, as all this stuff comes up and we have to feel it and move through it, I'm like, all right, I need some grace. This is a lot. This is overwhelming. And I had to dissect that. I'm like, what does that even look like for me? And so I had the idea of turning grace into an acronym so that I could really give myself the pieces that I needed. And then honoring that that's going to change, especially, we go with the flow and the energies of the moon, right? So for me, I think the first one that I came up with was like grounding, rest, acceptance, connection, and expression. And I was like, okay, well, that fits for my needs right now. And I was like, okay, what about tomorrow, when the vibes are different? So, and that's why I like this the most, because it's not a one size fit all. It's not a just give yourself grace and you're done. You literally get to individualize this. It's like a map for you that works for you. So yes, we all need grace, but it looks different for us. So you can choose what that looks like. And of course, like I wrote a whole bunch of different things down to choose from, right? Like growth, grounding, gratitude, gentleness for our G, all right? And then we can move into our R, release, receive, reclaim. I really like that one. Reclaim, remembrance, responsibility, resilience. And then you move into your A, acceptance, allow, authenticity, alignment, accountability,
Awakening.
I literally have that one on there. Attunement, and adaptability and action.
I like adaptability.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of good ones. So moving on to C, compassion, connection, courage, choice, consciousness, clarity, co-creation, centering, and then E, empowerment, embodiment, expansion, expression, or I said express before, evolution, experience, ease, equality, enlightenment, So you can see how you can be fun and creative with these and pair them for what you need in the moment and mix and match them so that you can give yourself what you need in that moment. You know, with everything coming up that we're being asked to observe, asked to honor, asked to release, it can be a lot. So you got to give yourself grace through it to get through it. And this can help you figure out what exactly it is that you need to feel it, to move through it. And I don't know, I'm excited about it. It's like a new little tool in my toolkit.
I love it. So we should pick these words because a lot of you might be feeling a little cray energy or just a little amorphous, you know, things because that's an A word, amorphous, because what this is pushing you through is recognizing toxic cycles and things that you've been putting up with your whole life probably, but now things are coming to the surface that's putting that in your face and you can't ignore it anymore. So now you just have to make the choice to do something differently, whether that's changing your whole life and living differently, or whether it's just living the same life in a different way, you moving forward differently. That's what this is calling you through. That's this little threshold or portal that you're coming through right now. So I'm ready to take some questions. How you feeling, Erin?
Let's do it. Let's dive in.
Hello, Gina. A healing for the part in you that can be gleeful when things go wrong for others. I feel quite vulnerable in admitting this, but I would like to heal that part in me. Okay, look, I'm in the eclipse too, right? So I'm going to need more context because maybe this person has really been hurting you. Maybe this person has really been crossing your boundaries. Maybe this person has been filling you with poison for years. And now that they're getting some of that poison back, you're like, whoo, 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 I'm dancing in the rain. That's all I've got to say first. So before you start praying for yourself as if you've done something wrong, let's just see, are we like in reciprocal harmonizing energy right now? Because that's kind of what's coming up. Like, is this reciprocal harmony? But I get what you're saying. If we're being honest, like I said, I'm in the eclipse too, so I'm chaos. But if we're being honest, we don't want to be happy if somebody else is actually hurt. I get that. You don't want to be that person. So I'm just going to dive in, see what's going on in your body. And I feel like there's a little something between the solar plexus and the sacral space. So maybe I was right, meaning this person's kind of stepped on your toes a little bit or made you feel, I want to say unsafe, but offended is probably the first word that comes up with it. Okay. Feel bad, but okay, so we just don't want to be that person. And that's good because really your work in this is healing whatever inner solar plexus or sacral triggered you. You know, you can place your boundary, you can be fine and neutral with them getting whatever they have coming to them. The part that you want to look at is, well, how much am I hurt by this person or by what this person did? What is this playing on in me? So I'm going to dive into that between your solar plexus and your sacral. And Erin, if you've got anything, feel free to say it.
Yeah, so I was actually just playing with my cards. And as Mary was talking, before she even said it, I heard the word reciprocity pop in. And I was like, okay. And then as she's talking, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is hidden. But the card that I pulled was the Empress. And the energy that I got, that I felt immediately, was just you standing in your power and in your truth. And I mean, I feel like Mary kind of already said all of that, you know, as far as if they did you wrong and how you feel about that, and I don't know, karmic balance or whatever they had coming towards them. But I think it speaks volumes initially itself that you are aware of this. You had the awareness in you and you're like, I don't want to be that person. That right there, that's the key, the checks and balances that you have that they do maintain that harmony and that balance so that you don't become, I guess that person, right? Because that person wouldn't stop and check themselves. They wouldn't think twice about it, but you did. And that says a lot. And that's what I see, with this Empress card is you just standing in your truth, honoring that you're human, that we have triggers, that we have wounds that we need to address and maintain. But also, the energy and the reciprocity is out there and the universe may take care of it. Like I said, whatever they did or didn't do and they do or don't have coming to them, if you, at some point, if you make your bed, you got to sleep in it, and you can just kind of sit in that and know that you do what you got to do, maintain your integrity, and the universe is going to take care of the rest. Like
right there is where I'm feeling a flow. Because since I dove deep and you were being very vulnerable with your question, like just, I guess this is like your warning sign right here. If you ask a vulnerable question, you're going to get a vulnerable answer probably. And what came up to me when I got to the core of everything is the word used. So I don't know if you feel used by this person to a certain extent, or if you're really being honest with yourself, if you have used them, or maybe it's both. And this feels like a pattern going back a long way where other people have used you and you've used them for certain things. And sometimes we can use people in very subtle ways. Like we use people to hang out with just because we don't want to be alone rather than wanting a pure connection. Sometimes we just use people, but this is that time where all of that's going to come to the surface. So if this is a cycle that's coming up for you, that's what I'm seeing, that word used, like using others or them using you, whichever one that is for you. So I pulled all of that out, and what I put in that place instead, what I saw coming forward was the word capable. So your affirmation moving forward, Gina M1111, is I am capable. So no matter what happens, you get to just say that to yourself over and over and over again, even if it doesn't quite make sense in this moment, even if it doesn't seem consciously on the surface to connect to this specific thing. I am capable, because whatever it's trying to show you right now is how you're capable in standing in this on your own without the need for other people, without using other people, without allowing other people to draw on you. I am capable. Just do that. And then that aligned all of your energy up to your crown where I saw the ocean. So this just kind of felt like peace, like the release, like the let go, like the flow. And that was right where Erin ended. And it just kind of felt like that ocean wave rolling over. So I feel like we're good. Yeah, anything else? Good?
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm good.
Thank you, Gina. Thanks for letting us do some healing work with you and read you a little bit. Hello, Elizabeth.
Check in.
A check-in on you. Okay, let me go back a little bit, because actually one of your guides did come to me twice at the end of last week or something like that, or earlier this week, but it's been complete silence since then. It's like as soon as you set up your appointment, they just shut up. They're like, okay, we've got her now. We're going to get it handled. But I want to go ahead and just check into your personal energy and see if there's anything that you need.
So while she's doing that, the first thing I immediately felt was like a giddy, playful energy, but almost kind of being held back. So I pulled the card. First one that fell out was this beautiful little peacock, right? And the first thing I saw is like a couple of these feathers sticking out to the side, and it made me, again, see and feel that playful, giddy energy, but it's like it's being reserved. So I don't know if there's something needing to be expressed or shared or something, but it just feels like something kind of being held in or contained, and it needs to be unleashed or expressed or something. I haven't really dug in any deeper than that, but that's just my initial finding of what I got. I'll see if I can get anything else.
The word stepping forward for me is the word bravery. There was this little stick point right between your solar plexus and your heart. And the guide who I told you had contacted me came back in and he wouldn't tell me anything, wouldn't say anything, but he seemed a little nervous. And as I start pulling on this little piece, and it looks like a crystallized energy, as I start pulling on it and releasing it, I just see you standing, and you look kind of like an old-timey warrior with a cape, and I just hear the word bravery. So maybe you're about ready to step into a new venture or a new adventure, and there's a lot of fear around it, a lot of fear of the unknown. It doesn't feel like there's specifics that we're scared of, just like that ego death kind of fear where we're free falling. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what any of this means kind of stuff. But bravery is the big word coming forward for you right now. And I'm going to go back in a little bit deeper now to see if there's anything else.
Oh, it's funny. As soon as I checked back in, like before she even started talking, I was drawn to the feet immediately. And like I felt action moving forward and trying to take a step, but like your feet felt really heavy. It's like all the desire, all the capability, the intention was there, but it's like you weren't able to just take that step. And I think this is that time, that moment of that choice and deciding to just take the next step. So I'd only caught bits and pieces of what she had said as I was tapping in, but I think that it resonated something with taking action and moving forward. And maybe that itself is the expression, is the being unleashed and letting it flow, whatever that ends up looking like, whether that's something specific that you have, like a goal or something that you're aiming towards, or just an inner expression and letting yourself out and move forward and shine. But it's just something about take that first step, and it's like the rest will just happen. Like the momentum will just be there, like perpetually.
I feel like we're channeling each other. Like you hear, like I don't hear anything, then I hear key words at the same moments that something's happening. So I was guided to your throat, where there was some inner part that was looking for support and help. And then I was immediately guided down to your hips. And as I balanced your hips and drew this big energy bubble and pushed that into your body, it just immediately went through the body, and it just felt like, okay, everything's going to be okay now. Even that guide that was with us was like, whew, like it was a relief, like everything's going to be okay now. So there were no words, there was no story coming forward, just feelings. And everything's going to be okay now. Be brave. Thanks for letting us tap in, Elizabeth. Jennifer. Okay. All right.
I feel that aggression. I just want to admit that myself. I feel that.
She almost beat me up before the show started. She did. She almost beat me up before the show started.
For everybody that knows us, they know that is not true.
Everyone who knows us knows that's absolutely true.
Thank you, and I love you guys who know that. Whoa. All right.
Exactly. Your cards are even being aggressive.
It's flying away.
So when I'm inside of you, Jennifer, it feels like, this is interesting. It just feels like there's like this splat of energy through you. So it feels like a shock has happened, as if something just shocked your nervous system. All it says is vengeful thoughts. And it does look like it's starting at the root, because the root is where, ultimately your stability is, your balance and your security. But it looks like the shock, like the ink blots are coming up from the root all the way up towards the heart. So whatever happened, it feels like it just shocked your nervous system. So I'm going to reset your nervous system and remove this shock from your energy field. And it's highly possible you just caught somebody's projection, because whether you're on the healing path or not, you're going through the eclipse. Whether you know how to deal with it and handle it and balance it or not, you're going through the eclipse. So maybe someone just projected something very unkind at you. So while I do this, I'm going to invite you into some box breathing. So breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and do that while I release all of this, okay? It's starting to lighten up. I feel that, it's very knotted down at the root, but the rest of it up here is starting to just kind of sway and get bright. And I see what's the little thing in the back of your throat called?
The uvula?
Uvula. I wanted to say the amygdala or something, but I think that's in your brain. So the thing in your throat, I keep seeing that. I don't know off the top of my head what its function is, but it feels like there's something like mouth wide open. There's something that you have just been wanting to yell and scream and get out. Like this is more than just suppressing something. This is like, I have to yell it at the top of my lungs. It's not going to be held back anymore. So if you just feel like you need to scream, do it. Like you might dysregulate your neighbor's nervous systems, but it sounds like you just need to take what you need. Okay? This is about you today.
I mean, it literally is. So again, doing my thing as she's working. The card that flew out was the star card. And it was interesting because as I'm picking up the card before I even read it, I just heard you need to come down. And so as she started working, like I felt that energy just kind of dissipating, but still the need for that scream. Highly recommend. But it's like you are the star, you have it, and maintaining that free flowing energy.
I am Batman.
Right, like it just came in and stopped. So when I went to check in and like see what you needed, if there was any kind of support or movement or whatnot that I could assist with, she was already working, and it was just like almost like a surrounding, like you had it. She was already working, and you just needed that extra support. And so I just held the space, and then she's like, okay, everything moved. But you've got this. Like you're the star. And I think that scream or release will help maintain that balance for you to shine the way that you're supposed to.
I also feel like right now you should call on the seraphim angels specifically. It feels like, as we got all of this to release, as it was almost released, I saw an inverted Batman, like right at your throat, like right at that scream point. I just saw Batman, and all I kept hearing was, I am Batman. And it feels like this was your inner protector, like part of you wanting to vigilant for yourself, part of you wanting to protect who you are, your inner child, just protect you. And as soon as we released all of that, it disappeared. And I saw your angel your energy flow through like angels, like seraphim, where there's just wings and geometric shapes and eyeballs. And I heard, I am safe. So just rest, repeat the words, I am safe, release if you need to release, but always come back to I am safe, and try calling on the seraphim angels or doing a seraphim angel type of guided meditation to tap into them. Oh, I love that. Had the Batman song all day.
That's great. I just think it's funny that you said that, because it's like I had this whole thing, which you ended up hitting on. So I'm like, okay, cool, it was said. But it's like I couldn't talk. And I just stopped, and you're like, I am Batman. So it's like
it had to come out. I had to say it.
But it was just funny because in that moment, it's like I had this whole thing that was coming up, but it's like my throat chakra was blocked and I couldn't say it. But yeah, I just saw the scream in a pillow. Absolutely. But nonetheless, whenever it gets too high, like just let it out so it can come back to balance. The Batman song.
I am safe. So just sit with that. And thank you so much for letting us help you today. Hello, Jessica Bonilla. And working on some things that have been coming from your past. Love some guidance through this time. Yes. I want your cards. Can I have your cards? Can I have some of your cards?
No. You want the cards?
Can I have half of the cards?
No, take the cards.
Look at her cards. So I went to walk out the door to come, and I heard, you don't need your cards. That's what I heard, right? And so I get here, and then I need my cards. But Erin's cards are perfect for the moon, the lunar eclipse, because they're just all stars and dotted.
All right,
Was this the one you were going to pull?
No, that was from before, and
it had energy on it, so I didn't know.
Okay, well then I feel the need to leave it there. No, I was like, if you're going to take the cards, then I'll see if I can tap in and see anything.
Tap in and see what you can see.
I'll try.
Ooh. Okay. With these cards, I was guided to 2, and it feels, again, like things coming up from your past, you absolutely have a reason to be upset about them. These aren't just about your triggers and something that you're going through in the shadows. This is like, these were legitimate things that hurt you, that you need to defend yourself from, that you need to place boundaries around. These are legitimate things that made you have to cut people off or change how you live. Part of your personality had to grow around those things that happened. These are real things. And what you're having to battle right now, though, are your own emotions. Those things are not happening right now in this moment. And if they do, you better defend yourself, right? I'm seeing that this is the card coming up around what you're dealing right now. This is the 5 of Swords. 1, this is water, which means emotion. You see all these swords around, you are fighting your own emotions. You are fighting how you feel about things that happened in the past, the belief systems that you have about things that happened in the past. You're not actually fighting anything that's real. By real, I mean physical. These are all just thoughts, memories, emotions, and these are things that you also can benefit from just knowing that you're safe. And self-trust is a big one coming up right now, because if you trust yourself to recognize these red flags in the future, if you trust yourself to speak and place boundaries when you recognize those red flags, if you trust yourself enough to protect yourself from those things while still being open and authentic in yourself, then nothing can harm you. And then there's the second card that I pulled, which was that Ram. This is your headbutting technique, okay? Use your head. You have a headbutting technique, Jessica. Use it. It's not bad. It's not wrong. And anyone who tells you it's bad or wrong, they are probably intimidated by your inner wild woman. And you know what? It's eclipse season, so they can go F themselves, right? You get to use your headbutt energy to protect yourself from red flags that you know that you're seeing, even if people are trying to gaslight you into thinking you are not seeing them. In the meantime, let everything else go. The things that happened in the past, oh yes, the Capricorn in you. The things that happened in the past only have power over you if you continue to think about them, continue to hurt yourself with them, continue to suffer in them. Learn from them. Understand what you gained, how you grew, the wisdom you have now because of it, and how there are certain things that you absolutely recognize now at the drop of a hat so that you can move forward in a different way, keeping yourself safe, knowing that you are free to play and move and do whatever you want because you can spot those hawks in the distance. You know exactly where they are and when they're coming. And then the rest is just free play. So there's something there around safety. And I feel like Erin has something to say. And I'm going to go in and
I do
release a little.
I just like checking in with your energy. Like I was immediately drawn to like third eye crown area, maybe somewhere in between. And it was like connected to the root. like it was being pulled back down. I don't know, like doubt or fear or something, but it almost seemed like a loop or a cycle, like in your energy. So I kind of felt multiple things, like an internal thing, which as she was talking, I was like, okay, yeah, that could be your nervous system, reacting to something that may or may not be going on like in your physical world. Because I ended up pulling a card, which is the 10 of Pentacles. And I thought it was cool because Pentacles, I think of like our physical worldly stuff, right? Whether that be material things, or finances, money, whatever, abundance physically. But this is a whale and it's actually in water, which made me think of the emotions.
I just saw a dead whale in my vision.
Well, that's what this is.
Okay, I'll come back to it. You keep talking. I'll come back.
But so it made me think that, whatever's coming up that's kind of triggering or reminding your nervous system of those things from the past is really blocking you or making you doubt whatever said thing that the Pentacles has to do with. So it's like that emotions thing. And honestly, all I could hear was that whole give yourself grace thing. It's like when you feel your nervous system start to do that thing that it relates to from those past experiences or the fear, the wounds or insecurities, any of that stuff, take that acronym of grace. Like, what do I need right now? So yeah, if it's safety, cool. Like it doesn't actually have to be grace, but it's just a good tool for us to remember to break down and get really specific about what we want and what we need in those moments. And I think that can really help remind you, that you are safe, you are capable of whatever it is that, that you're about to finish the cycle, the completion, and moving forward with that. So that internal world affecting the external world and finding that way to navigate it that's best for you to remind you of who you are.
Now to the dead whale. I was seeing a dead whale, but I feel like this is the literal emotional ego death that you're going through. So just let it happen. There's nothing to be done to it. You can't rush it. You can't push it away or hide it under a rug. It just has to go. And it is. And my ears started ringing very loudly just then. But then what I saw come up under it was this tiny little baby hand. And it just felt like a soft joy. Like that burst that you get when you look at a newborn baby, that connection, that open heart, it was a burst of joy. And that's what's coming your way. A very open heart, a soft heart, a burst of joy. So let yourself use that as a mantra. Think of that gentleness. Think of that hope that's there with fresh life and new beginnings and, those early starts. And just use that mantra, I am joy. I am joy. No matter how you feel, I am joy. Knowing that that's what's directly underneath what you're going through now. Thanks for letting us read you, Jess.
Thank you.
Viviani. Yes. What's important to know in any healing needed? I'm going to start tapping in.
I was immediately drawn to heart.
Heart. Absolutely heart. Yep. That's right where I went.
I don't want to pull cards. I just want to work on that.
Well, you work on the heart. I'll pull cards.
Okay. Then you do that.
Eclipse. I'm warning you guys. Your ex is a POS. He deserves what's coming to him. Stop being so compassionate towards him. And don't be afraid. This one's coming around. Don't be afraid of your future, because your future, the universe has you. What's coming in the future is beautiful. Okay, so I pulled I don't know, how many is it? 6 cards? Sorry about that. Let me see. Ex a POS, okay? This is you stabbing him to death. All right, next card. He deserves what's coming to him. I don't know. This actually feels like you're going to be on top of the world. This actually feels like super abundance. So maybe he going to make you rich, girlfriend. Maybe you're going to get all that money. And remember, I said, don't feel bad about that. Be compassionate. That's you stabbing him to death again. Okay. So now to the real cards. These are the ones about your future and not being afraid. When it comes to your future and not being afraid, I have this beautiful little card. That's the Six of Cups, and then also the Page of Pentacles. Anytime I get Pentacles, I know this is good, especially when I'm looking into a future card. Oh, these are sheep, but maybe they did look like little cats. Yeah, okay. And I know you miss your kitty kitties. But this is saying, don't be afraid, okay? You have companionship, you have gentleness, you're going to be cared for, you're going to be nurtured, there's joy. Look at the yellow flowers, that's joy. Look at the cup in his mouth, that's being nurtured. They're both held in a cup. That means just being held. And then on top of that, you have a companion inside of this with him, with the joy and the nurturing. You do deserve love and respect. You deserve this kind of love and this kind of respect. And that's coming for you if you're not afraid. The more we're afraid, the more we unconsciously constrict and sabotage by accident, subconscious sabotage. And then the more that we just relax in and have faith and trust and know that everything is going to work out, the more of that nurturing and respect and love comes our way. And like I said, I love Pentacle cards when we're talking about future, because that means tangible results, not just emotional or mental results. And we all like tangible results, right? And here, again, that's another sunflower along with a little grasshopper. And I don't know what kind of flower that is, but it's got some nice, bright, blood red things happening there. So for me, this feels like joy combined with love. So all of this is a really beautiful reading. Okay, these are all just you stabbing people. And then this is you having companionship, love, respect, abundance, your future working out beautifully. This is a good thing. Don't be afraid. We're lifting what's in your heart off of your heart. All right, you go ahead, and I'm tapping back into you.
So I immediately was drawn to that heart space, and
you did a good job.
Well, thank you, because I worked until I felt complete with it.
It feels pretty complete, pretty open.
It did. It felt like it literally needed, just love and support. And it was heavy and sad. So I gave you, poured everything that it was asking for into it. And then it changed from green to fiery orange, but then down to almost a lavender purple. But it was cool because I watched it drop down to your root and then start rising up. And it was almost like you had found it within yourself, and the rest of it just took off. You went from, hey, I really need this. I need some love. I need some support. And you are loved and supported. You have that community around you and that love and support. But your energy system, it felt that, as soon as I poured that energy in there, it was like, oh yeah. And then you remembered, or, your energy remembered, oh, I know who I am now. And so it's like it dropped down to that foundation and then relit everything back up. And it just felt like it expanded. And I love purple and I love flame. So watching your entire core light up with purple flame energy was really cool. So I appreciate being able to do that for you and being able to experience it.
And while Erin did an amazing job clearing your energy, there wasn't anything else for me to do. I felt very strongly that your energy was asking to receive. You need validation. It feels like you're in a space where just being told how wonderful you are, how much your community appreciates and loves you, how special you are, how much space you take up in people's hearts who know you is important. And so I said all of those things because I mean them. You take up a special place in my heart. You are important. You are special. You are powerful. You are gifted and talented and amazing. And I just poured all of that love and validation and affirmation into the open energy field that you have right now after your clearing. So just let yourself accept that, to know that all of these people here who look to you and that they love you and support you and respect you. So really just let yourself accept, receive all of that love from all of the people that you give to so much. And thank you for letting us work with you today, Vivi. Do we have one more or two? Happily awakened. Hello.
Kicking my butt.
The eclipse season is kicking your butt. I'm going for these. And I'm going to leave out the cards that I just took of all those people being stabbed. We're going to burn those cards. Yeah, and we talked a good bit about this season, about what the eclipse is doing, what it's pushing us through. Yours sounds like...
I feel just like tornado energy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, feeling the like need to just be recentered, not in the sense of like the chaos isn't going to stop, but if you recenter, I call it coming home to myself and just getting a sense of balance, a sense of stability or stillness. The chaos can still be going out there. Like the center of the storm is the calmest. And when you navigate from the center, or when you find that center, you can navigate the storm better. So you're not just like flying around like crazy. So I'm going to see where in your energy field needs some adjustments so we can find that balance and stability in center.
I was immediately drawn to the solar plexus, and I pulled one card that I got a definite yes from, and I pulled one card that I got a maybe from. And so this is where I'm at with this. I feel like this was the yes card. This is the Page of Swords. And to me, this feels like your solar plexus is used to a certain routine. It's been in this certain, I don't want to say stuck in life, because that implies, stuck in the mud or not moving forward or not growing. And I think you have been growing, but I also think that your subconscious has been in this cycle of life, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's work, home, animals, whatever. It's just this cycle of life that's become, it's not unsustainable, but it's too mundane.
Rigid.
Yes, it's too mundane. Your energy field is trying to break free of that mold. It wants to be more wild. It wants to be more free. It wants to have more, what's the word for when you just spontaneity? It wants more spontaneity. You have to break free from this. And until then, it's showing you how every single part of your life is being drained. Your finances, your work, your time, your patience. So it feels like you're just, all of this is just being drained from you. And when there's one little cycle that you're having to work on, it will show up in all areas of your life. It's going to show up energetically in your relationships, in your job, with your friends. She said it is unsustainable and mundane. Like we just need a little shake up to happen here. Okay. And then this is an important key word that you're using, trapped.
Oh, okay. So that makes me feel, I guess, I don't know, validated on what I saw. Because so I saw the energy, right? The little tornado, hurricane type thing. And like when I went into to that center, I kept seeing this like staff or rod, like down your spine. And that's why I was like actually working on that while she was talking. I was like rigid because it's like it wanted to move. I was like, well, can I move this? So I asked and I was able to move it. And it's like I could see your spine like wanting to try and like move, breathe something. But then I saw this image of you like carrying this chain that's like this big. And you're just like pulling forward, like trying to move forward, but it's like dragging all of this stuff. And so I don't know. Of course, life's heavy, like things happen, but like carrying the responsibilities or worries or something that's outside of you, that's not yours. Like there's nothing you can do about it, but you're carrying it anyway, and it's weighing you down. And so it's like the only thing you could really do or control or maintain is your response to the situations. Like, well, this is crap. All right. How can I handle this in a way, that's authentic, integritous, whatever. But to let go of anything that you can't control, that's not yours, worries that's not yours, so that chain or whatever it is you're carrying, you have your full energy, your full capacity to move forward and in a flow state, to be more flexible and just not so rigid. So I was just working like on your spine and shoulders, like literally the heavy energy, like the weight of the world on there. So I was working, clearing out all of that, and had removed that chain and that weight energetically. And that's when I saw, the feel trapped, like you were held back. So that's where I am right now, working on, I guess, those areas after removing that. And I'll see what else comes up.
I just activated some light codes in your spine. That's going to be so much fun for you. Oh, and I dropped a card. That was the maybe card too, and now I can't reach it. Oh my God. So anyways, what I was guided to is that it felt like all of the energy was getting this far and then getting stuck, getting this far and then getting stuck. And that's the mundane life, right? Okay, I'm going to live the physical. I'm going to go through the first 2 chakras, and then I'm kind of stuck. I activated some stuff back there and got that unstuck. But the guides were saying that the thing that's going to make you physically unstuck in your life, it feels like really taking a leadership role in your own life. It feels like stepping up and embodying your own confidence energy. Because the cards that I'm picking up, one was like the maybe one that flung itself under the table so I wouldn't read it to you, was like a cougar standing on a rock with his chest out, right? And then this card that did come out was an eagle standing again on something physical. It's like this breakthrough that's happening. You have to practice it first emotionally and energetically, embodying your own leadership skills, embodying your confidence, embodying your voice, putting yourself out there and doing what you want to do. So, yeah.
But I think that's the reframe. I think that's the reframe of dealing with the emotionals or energetics now, like while you still have this job. It is a need, but changing the mindset around it, as a stepping stone to get just where you want to be, to get you where you want to be. Because, you're talking about the future and like feeling whatever's just happened. There's a shift happening, and when it finishes, it's like you'll be able to manifest a new job or whatever that looks like for you, I feel like. But there's a shift in going from rigid to flexible, and that'll start to show up from internal to external. And when that does, you'll start to see that, and that may look like a new job for you or something. But that's what I'm feeling.
I agree, because it seems counterproductive, but it starts in your energy and in your mind first. You start walking into rooms fully embodied. You start walking into rooms like, I've got this. I'm the powerhouse here. I'm the energy here. I'm the sun in this room. And when that starts to become a habit, when that starts to become sustained, eventually the physical starts to give way to that also. And I dug under the table and found it. It wasn't a cougar, it was a bear. And so bear energy is very protective. They love family. They're very family oriented. So you don't have to worry about caring for others. That's a pleasure, okay? Even if it doesn't feel like it. This is your pleasure and your joy, because these are people and things that you love. It's a matter of changing your energy, straightening up that spine that I just activated, and saying, I'm the sun that's lighting up this room, and everything else will start to fall into place. Promise. And your blockage is no longer there. Thanks for letting us work on you. You have more to say?
No, that's it. I'll say, thank you.
Who do we have now? Hello, darling. Oh, give me those X cards. I still have them set out. I have the X cards set out.
Oh my God.
Bam! Death. Bam! Destroyed. Bam! Oh, that one was a positive one. We're not giving that to him. Oh, yeah. This is you taking all of his finances. Bam! Well, first off,
I immediately just feel yes, just off of the curiosity and the question. It's like you're leaving that doorway open. Is his energy still tied to me?
it felt like it was coming from you.
Right.
Yeah, on your side.
Like this is where the question is the doorway, and like the asking it shows that like you're allowing that possibility for it to be a yes, right? So in this moment, like I want you to imagine your heart space, right? Imagine all those feelings that you had and you don't want that tied anymore. You're like, you're done with it. And close the door to those feelings and just say to yourself, I am done. But I want you to feel it. I want you to say it with conviction. I am done. And then that part will be done. It will feel different because it's new. And you can move forward from there. That might take some time for it to settle in and spread throughout your energy field as your nervous system is like, oh, we get to operate differently now. But that's where it starts, is slamming that door shut. I guess then you could, throw knives at it if you want for target practice, but
I don't know. I get what the knives are doing. Now, it's also highly possible that what could be keeping your energy tied to his in this context is the healing. Bear with me, because when those wounds become deep and we carry them forward and we work on them and work on them and work on them, you are still placing your attention on that memory. Your energy is still going to that place in that time. And so until you feel that your healing work is through around the betrayal, if it's focused on the betrayal from him, then your energy is still going to him. What I would suggest doing, if you still have more work to do around the betrayal, is to completely take him out of the equation when you do that healing. Say, this is the scenario. This is the thing that hurt me. This is the betrayal piece that I feel. Make it all about you, how you feel, and so that you can move through that. So you can move through that without connecting the betrayal to him. Here's why. The things that happen to you, all of the negative things, all of the things that cause pressure, that put pressure on us, all of those things, when we're squeezed enough, they turn us into diamonds, right? There's always a lesson or a gift or a wisdom or a power that comes out of it. Because what he did to you, as long as you're healing, that'll never be done to you again. Right? So you really need to concentrate on you, your power, your healing, and just completely remove him from the situation. It no longer matters who he was, what he did, as long as you've got the power in you and the wisdom you need moving forward, and knowing that you'll be able to recognize that again. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I did do some pullings out of the sacral space and the solar, mostly the sacral space, to release a lot of this for you. And I think Erin's working too. But the funny thing is, remember when I was saying, bam, this is you stabbing him, and bam, that was this. There was one positive card in there that I took and put back in the deck, shuffled the deck a couple of times, pulled the same positive card. So for Vivi, this felt like her getting all of his money. For you, this feels like having tangible, beautiful results, empowered, sturdy, stable results from what happened. When you heal fully all of that betrayal and all of the things that happened, this probably didn't start with your husband, honey. This probably started in your childhood. This probably started with someone before him. And that's just the thing that pushed it into your face and hurt you so much that now you're on your healing path. This is saying this has been the thing that's going to make you powerful, that's going to bring you security, the security you've been longing for, that's going to bring you stability, that's going to make you on top of the world. That is abundance in a completely different form. Then I got the dragonfly. Dragonfly all lit up in yellow. So that's your power, that's your confidence, that's your alignment, that's your center, that's your warrior energy, your beauty energy, your intelligence energy. This is the you that's lit up off of your security. So we're doing root stuff, we're doing solar plexus stuff, and then we're going to repurpose all those swords. Okay, so maybe yours isn't stabbing into your ex, yours is creating some sort of ritual. This is creating you into a magician. Okay, you are now a goddess. You took the sword, you wrapped 3 different snakes around it, you stuck some golden rod and some pretty flowers in it, and you said, let anyone F with me again and see what happens, because I am bold and I am beautiful and I am powerful and I am goddess. And that's what the magician card is telling you right now. This situation is making you into something like wow in the future. Like when you walk into a room a few years in the future, they're going to be like, wow, look at Aphrodite over there. So this is actually a really big thing, a big turning point for you. So really embrace it. Take him out of the equation. We're not going to give him credit for who you're becoming. Screw that. It's all about you, babe. And you're going to become something really big from all of this. I love it. I'm going to tap in and make sure everything's cleared. You did clearing work?
Yeah, up to a certain point. So maybe that's where I was supposed to stop. I don't know.
Up to the throat is what I'm feeling.
I don't know. So that's, I kind of followed the path. She was talking about it having more to do with you. And that was the first thing I'd heard, like right when she first started talking. I was like, really, it's all about you now. And I was drawn straight down to like root, sacral area, like childhood. I didn't go into any detail, but I just felt the energy and like the space and the timeline, and felt, that energy of anything that was in you that, I don't know, called or related to that frequency, all those experiences, anything like that, and just sent healing energy to that space. Because all I kept hearing was self-forgiveness. Whatever's left in you that you feel, like, how did I let this happen, or anything, any feelings like that is the where I worked on that, for you to come into self-love, self-trust, that self-ability, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, all of those things. And so when I dropped down, cleared all of that out and started feeling it rising, cleared as I went up. And that's about where I got to stop, was the throat. And I was like, no, okay, no more. So I don't know if maybe that's where she was supposed to pick up and do some more there, or if you're kind of where you are now to move forward from there.
And I get us a bit of both, because I did do a little bit of clearing around the throat, and now that's all open. So I feel like it's pointing you towards the next piece, which is free will choice. Not everything is about where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? What is the universe bringing me? Some of it's I choose. I choose what I want in the future. I choose how I want to feel. I choose who I want to date. I choose. And the universe gives you that free will choice to make your own trajectories in life. So start using your free will choice more, because honestly, I don't feel like we use our free will as much as we could. Like, we could be doing all kinds of stuff. I could literally be in this show doing a handstand right now.
Oh God.
And you guys would be so entertained. And
Don't
I would
give
be
yourself
having
ideas.
I'm giving myself the idea, because it's my free will choice to do that. I might even go into a crow pose. I mean, I wouldn't want to knock anything over. But thank you so much for letting us tap into you.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you guys so much for being here with us today. This was a very interesting, very beautiful, very poignant time to do these readings and these healings. Is there anything you want to say?
No, I just appreciate you guys showing up as your authentic selves and letting us work with you.
I feel like we all have abundance coming. All right.
You get abundance, and you get abundance,
and you get abundance. Like stability and just being on top of the world. Look up the Ace of Pentacles, guys. The Ace of Pentacles, all of you, collectively as a circle. That's your collective reading for today. And go have a lovely full moon in Pisces eclipse day. Love you all.